What's up, it's George the Fragrance Apprentice. Today I want to talk to you quite simply about this. This right here is the best designer release of 2019. Now, you can take that of one of two ways. The first way is, bloody hell, you know, Hugo Boss, they've absolutely smashed it, they've nailed it, their fragrances are the best at the moment. The other way that you could take that is that it's not really been a very good year for fragrance designers. And in a way that's true. The last really solid year for designer fragrances was 2016. That's when you had huge mega hits come out like Prada's L'Homme, you had Ferragamo Uomo, you had Hugo Boss actually starting their Bottled Oud line. You had a lot of different eclectic fragrances. It was a very, very solid year, and for the past few years there's not really been anything completely of note. You know, there have been a couple things here and there that I've enjoyed and that I've thought, you know, have been very good, but not many wow factor fragrances. This to me has got a wow factor. This to me has got something that a lot of people look in fragrance, and especially these days. This is a very modern fragrance. This is a fragrance that is up to date with the trends. It's up to date with, you know, everything that's going on. It knows where it's at. And so you have had in the past few years, you've had things like Invictus, you've had things like the Valentino line, you have had the Ferragamo, but you've had the icing sugar fragrances, as I call them. Fragrances that just smell of sugar. They just smell of sweetness. They smell over the top. They smell very, very just big, just cumbersome, just unwieldy, huge. And they've got a massive scent cloud, and that's because they don't really have a lot of naturals in them, natural elements in them. They just have a load of aroma chemicals, and so to just sort of fight that and to kind of delude you into thinking that it's a long-lasting fragrance, they'll just put tons and tons of shitty, sugary aroma chemicals. So what this fragrance has done is gone, okay, that's where we are, that's how it is. Let's see if we can actually take that really sugary, large component and actually do something with it and actually make it a bit more pleasant and a little bit more sophisticated. So, and it's worked out. I think it's worked out a huge amount. I've really enjoyed wearing it. People are enjoying it. It just smells, to make it simple, to make it straightforward, it just smells bloody good. And sometimes you just need fragrances like that in your life. Sometimes you just need fragrances and scents that just smell bloody good. And this is nice and sugary, nice and sweet, but it's also got some other tones in it, but I'll get to that in the scent portion of this review. But this is going to be a really, really positive review. And I just want to say, Hugo Boss, you've had the best year this year. Imagine, right? I never thought I'd say that. But Hugo Boss, you have absolutely killed it this year. Easily the best year designer-wise. Wow, so well done. But let's start off with the presentation. The bottle is stunning, one hell of a bottle. I really like the fact that it's sort of browny red. I think that's really cool. The juice, the colour of the juice looks amazing. These bottles are very, very beautiful. They're very, very striking. They're very eye-catching, of course. I think that they, I don't know, it just, it looks a little bit sci-fi, which I like, but it really stands out on my, you know, like I've said in previous videos, I've got so many of these now. I've got quite a collection that every bottle is vying for attention, and this does have that attention grabbing quality. It's good, it's solid. I love it. I really, really love the presentation. I'm happy to give it a 5 out of 5, and the colour of it and the way that the colour with the juice of the bottle, just stunning, and I think it's actually better and more impressive than the scent bottles. So the scent of the scent. So I've got it on here. Oh man, that's just gorgeous. And okay, so here's how it works. You know, it sort of works like a gourmand. It smells kind of like a gourmand, but there's not anything listed, you know, that's very gourmandy. I would expect something like vanilla or tonka bean especially. So basically when you spray this on, you've got a little bit of citrus, kind of an orangey citrus to my nose. And then you've got that sugar, that sort of designer sugar that I previously talked about, but then it sort of warms it up with like a very, very warming kind of baked tonka bean, and I actually get vetiver. Vetiver is listed. I actually did a video recently with Chris from Fragmental. He said he couldn't get the vetiver, and on him I couldn't actually get the vetiver, but on me I do get it, and it's this warming green vetiver with a little bit of the root, but it's not out there and smells, completely vetiver-tastic. No, it's just blending with everything, and it's dancing with everything, and makes it good and solid. It's warming, it's sugary, it's designery, if that's a proper adjective. It's very designery, as in it's got a very cliched kind of stereotypical designer sort of flesh, but the backbone, the spine, and everything else is actually very classy, very sophisticated, very well put together. It doesn't just feel as though it's just a load of sugar thrown together, which a lot of these designers do now. It's well augmented, it's very sexy, and it just smells good. I just love the warming cocoa tonka bean thing that's going on. Kind of reminds me a little bit of a combination of Ferragamo's Uomo and the Yves Saint Laurent La Nuit de l'Homme Le Parfum, where you've got that sort of warming kind of baked tonka bean cocoa thing going on. Like I said, it's really phenomenal. It just is bloody brilliant. It's just bloody brilliant. What more can be said? It just really caught my attention when I first smelt it. I thought, oh bloody hell, that's really good. That's solid. And not to be harsh on Hugo Boss, but whenever I have that reaction to a Hugo Boss, I'm like, oh my goodness, they've really done it. They've really gone for it. Because I haven't usually, when I first started out, I didn't really rate Hugo Boss as that good. They did Boss Bottle and then whatever, and a load of flankers. Who cares? But they've really stepped up their game. When I smelt Boss Bottle Dude, I thought, bloody hell, that's amazing. I smelt this, bloody hell, that's amazing. Now, with the term absolute, you'd usually think that would have an Eastern Arabian reference. You think that there would be some oud in here, or myrrh, or whatever it might be, but it's not really like that. I think it's just more referencing to how warming and lovely it is. But yeah, I've been raving about this. I've been saying how great I like this, and the scent is just phenomenal. And again, I just really appreciate the way that they've taken something that seems like it's a conventional, stereotypical designer scent, and then really just tried to push the boundaries and elevate it to the top level that scent profile can be, and adding a few sophisticated classy elements such as the vetiver to just really compile a solid, brilliant, dead on composition. So scent, it's getting a 5 out of 5 from me, no joke. It's rare that a designer fragrances get 5 out of 5s from me these days. Probably maybe once a year, maybe at most twice a year. I've only given one designer from this year a 5 out of 5 scent-wise, and that's been there. Projection, longevity, basically you covered. Projection is a 4 out of 5, fantastic scent cloud, really solid, really nice. Longevity, on the other hand, that's just continuous, just really continuous. And for a designer level, that's great. We're talking 12, 16, 18 hours plus on my skin. Very solid, very strong. It's just an all-rounder. And I think that when you have these kind of more solid, warming elements in this fragrance, you are going to get that kind of longevity anyway. So I'd say longevity is 5 out of 5. Compliments, feedback, great. I've had a few people mention it. I've been at the testing stage, usually where I've been asking people's opinions. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? Younger people like it. That's the truth. People in their 20s, 30s, 40s, they're really into it. After that, 50s, 60s, people just aren't. They find it a little bit too mainstream or whatever. But the younger crowd is really into this, and a lot of blokes like it. If I'm honest, I'm just going to be straight up. I found a lot of blokes like it a little bit more than women, but women still love it as well. So it's great. It's entertaining. It's fun. It's lively. It's not going to be a problem to you. And price point, fabulous. Great solid Hugo Boss designer price point. Just a regular price for a designer. There's nothing outlandish. I've put a link down below. Of where you can get it on FragranceNet, which is an extremely cheap price for this, especially at 100ml. But of course, feel free to check out other options, shop around. But yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal in that regard as well. Overall, I think it's genuinely the best designer of 2019. I think that my opening statements were, what's that got to do with? Is that because Hugo Boss have made a solid fragrance, or because the industry in itself is kind of failing? I'd say actually, if I'm just going to be brutally honest, it's a bit of both. I think that if this had been released on another year, this may not have been my top, but it would have been in my top 10, top 5. It's a great solid fragrance, but if you are looking for the best of the best, designer-wise, I'm not saying niche-wise by the way, but if you're looking for the best designer-wise, then this friend right here, Boss, the scent, Absolute, it's solid. Overall, I'm going to give this fragrance a well-deserved 5 out of 5. Absolutely outstanding from Hugo Boss. And I would totally recommend that you go and check it out. No lie. So, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Hope that you've got the information that you wanted. Anyway, I'm the Fragrance Apprentice. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.